Peace, world. I'm back with another live episode of Final Say. I'm your host, Dr. Wright, the enlightened one, highly gifted. So I'm gonna give some people some time to get in here, and we're gonna discuss some life topics today, and things that go on within a lifetime, and things that happen within a lifetime, good, bad, sad, stressful, excitement. Like we gonna get into it. I need everybody to do what I always tell them to do: strap on their seatbelts. I appreciate everybody. And like I said, I'm gonna wait to the 15-minute mark before I get into the topic at hand. Give some people some time to check in and chime in. Strap on your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. And I'm thankful for anybody who tap in and who check in. You know what I mean? And before I get into tonight's topic, what I want to do is I want to let everybody know to try to subscribe to my music channel because I will be making the music that I put on Final Say. I will be making that private pretty soon. You know what I mean? So all the music people, everybody that want to hear my music, I'm looking to send that traffic over there to my music channel so they could just get straight music. They don't have to worry about coming through Final Say to get any of my music. And also, I want to give a shout out and a thank you to everybody who have subscribed to my music platform. I'm gonna be leaving the link to that in the chat. So if anybody want to go ahead over there before I do what I said in regards to taking, not really taking it off, but making it private. So therefore, now all the traffic that's coming through my channel or my platform, just looking for my music, they can go to my music channel just to get my music, so they don't have to come back to this platform should they not want to do that. And for those who only want to deal with my music platform, that's what I'm setting that page up for. And also on that page, I'll be uploading old footage that I did from 2016, 2017, 2010, 2018, etc., and so on and so forth. So something could say 6 or 8 months on that platform, but it'll still be old, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna upload a lot of my older footage to give you guys insight as of to what I used to do in regards to making music, how my music used to sound before I converted it to where it's at now, as far as it being positive and me not having a bunch of curses and a bunch of M bombs. And there may be some people out there who do want to hear that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload a lot of my older music back on my music channel as well with some of my newer music. So therefore now you guys can chime in and let me know, if you like the way that I make music now or the way that I made music previously before I started making music. And again, I'm gonna wait to the 15-minute mark before I speak about the subject at hand. Good evening, Carla. How you doing, my sister? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Before you tapped in, I was just saying that I'm gonna shut a lot of the music down that I have on my Final Say platform. So for whoever haven't subscribed to my music platform, I would appreciate it if they do. So I don't have to have no mixed signals. Whoever just want to hear my music can just go there. Whoever want to share any of my music can just go there. You know what I mean? And share my music with anybody who just wants to strictly hear my music. And for those who just want to strictly get this positive, productive information and or education in reference to what I do on Final Say, they could, subscribe to this channel and just get that. Oh, I'm blessed, Carla. I'm fine. You know what I mean? I'm just giving it to 15 minutes before I get into the topic at hand, which is just life discussions where I'm gonna speak about the good, the bad, the ugly, the excitement, the happiness, the sad things, things that just go on within our lifetimes, things that we have to experience, from when we are children up until where we are today. I'm not going to condense all that into one podcast tonight, but I'm going to be doing various different parts and or episodes and or lives and or segments pertaining to this. Not only just life topics, but things that I discuss on a whole. So I will be discussing further content. And at the end of the day, I just need everybody to strap on their seatbelt and enjoy it. But before the 15-minute mark, I was just discussing what I'm gonna be doing in reference to my music. And I'm thankful for yourself and others who have shown me love with my music. However, I want to kind of separate my music from this platform because I don't want some people, for example, who have only subscribed to my platform looking for this type of content. And now maybe they're getting distracted, or maybe, they don't want to show me the same support because now they may feel like, oh, they don't want to hear music. And I get that. I respect that. So what I'm going to do is, moving forward, any other music that I have, I'm not going to put it on this platform any longer. I'm going to strictly put it on my music channel. So those who want it, they can just go strictly to my music channel, and now they can get whatever music, the next few songs that I have to upload, it'll strictly be on that platform. So now I don't, congest my this platform with just my music. And now people looking for me to do the content that I've been doing, and they may get distracted, or they may want to unsubscribe, or et cetera, or they may not want to tune in. Even if they don't want to unsubscribe, fine. They may not want to tune in because it's like, okay, the last 3 or 4 or 5 videos I'm looking for him to speak about what he's been speaking about has been music. So that's why now I've been leaving the links to my music channel. So all those who want to help, or they want to share, or they just strictly want to support my music, that's what I'm having that channel for. And at the end of the day, they don't have to be confused as of to when I start re-uploading my other pre-recorded videos that I'm gonna get back into in a couple weeks. They don't be distracted by that. I was like, hold on, he just was putting up music. Now he's going back to the videos. I'm kind of confused. Like, what is he? Is he making music? Is he giving us the content he was giving us? So I don't want to confuse anybody. You know what I mean? And I don't want anybody to have to look for my music if that's strictly what they came to my platform for, because they may have heard about it through somebody or from somebody, or it may have popped up in their recommendations on the music side. So now, if they can just go strictly to my music platform, they can get my music. And also with my music platform, I'm going to be uploading old music that I had to show people my transition. And some people might not want to hear my old music. I respect that and I get that. But I need people to see the transition that I've been making with my music, in regards to me not cursing, and in regards to me not dropping M-bombs, degrading men, women, and so on and so forth. So I have to put some of my old music back out there so people can see the difference. And not only some of my old music, some of my old interviews, some of the old things that I did with my music prior to me making the conversion of where it is today. And not only that, prior to me, starting Final Say TV, some people could see, before I started Final Say, exactly what I was doing with my music. And that becomes important at the end of the day. So what's going on with you, Carla? How you feeling? How you doing? How's life treating you? How has your weekend been going? And I pray that you had a successful week. you know, I'll give you some time to type that in the chat. It says there's 3 people in the building. Salute to the other couple people that is in the building. And if you are, and as my moderator said, if you are in the bushes, I would appreciate it if you could hit the like button, or even if you could share this, or just let somebody know that I am live, that maybe want to be interested in what I'm about to speak about in another, I would say, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Because once the 15-minute mark hits, I'm gonna get into the topic at hand. Yeah, I'm considering taking the subscriber mode off only. Yes, however, I have it on subscriber mode right now because I'm looking to build a certain base just with my subscribers. The people that chime in or check in daily. You know, that's why I have it on subscriber mode, because whoever's tapping in daily, I want them to kind of get a feel for what's going on for you, for my platform and what I do. So now the people that's my regulars, people like yourself and my other moderators, they can get a feel for those people before I just take it off subscriber mode. And now that I have subscriber mode off, they could be like, oh, well, I don't even know who this person is. And I may not know. You understand what I'm saying? So at least for now, if I have it on subscriber mode, I can build up the rapport with just those people. So then when I do take it off subscriber mode, you and my other moderators and other people that is already tuned in from being, from it being on subscriber mode, they can know how to speak back to these people, and we can build a certain connection. So when I take it off subscriber mode and other people just chime in and check in, now we all can connect, and we could do what we need to do far as how we need to connect with one another. And now once I take it off subscriber mode, the people that's just checking in, that just want to talk and don't want to subscribe or don't want to, so on or whatever. At least now I have that, my core people that I know that's going to check in regardless of what mode is in or what mode is on at the end of the day. So that's why I have it on subscriber mode. It's not that I only have it on subscriber mode because I don't want miscellaneous people to check in and chime in. I do, but I want to build a certain rapport and connection with my subscribers, and I want to give them, right now at least, my undivided attention, and I want to give them, the love that they've been giving me, not only by subscribing, but by tapping in frequently, and consistently on my lives and on my pre-recorded videos, because the people that have been showing me love on my lives haven't been the same as the people who've been showing me love on my pre-recorded videos. So I kind of want to get the combination of both, checking in on the live stream, some of the people that's been tapped in on my pre-recorded videos, and some people that's been tapped in on a live stream. So once I can get a core base of who is who and what is what, I definitely take it off subscriber mode. But that's why I was on subscriber mode right now. Like I said, I'm not trying to avoid or like trying not to interact with people in the YouTube world. No, I need to do that. That would help my subscribers grow. However, I want to keep it on subscriber mode so I could just build up that rapport with my subscribers. And a lot of my subscribers, whether that's pre-recorded or live stream, I haven't, really seen them tap in a while. So I just want to get reacquainted with some of them that might be a subscriber and might not have tapped in a while. Jennifer Thomas. Okay, I never seen your name before. So first of all, thank you for tapping in. Jennifer Thomas, welcome to the live stream. This is Final Say TV. I'm your host, the Enlightened One, highly gifted Dr. Wright. Dr. Wright, meaning I display righteousness and direct results from what I say, what I talk about, what I do. And as long as you do your own homework or your own research, I truly believe you'll get direct results from what I say. Okay, and that's my sister DJ helping me out again, sending people to my platform. So I really appreciate you, DJ. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to tap in when she live, as I do at times, and thank her. I just tap in and say, hey DJ, have a blessed week. But I'm gonna also tell her I appreciate she been sending me subscribers, and she been sending me mature subscribers as well, and people who have been patient, people who have been, showing me love and support. So welcome to Final Say, Jennifer. Thanks for tapping in, and strap on your seatbelt. And I pray that you enjoy this live stream and live streams, future reference and down the road. But I'm gonna wait to the 15-minute mark, Jennifer, before I get into what the topic says, life topics. I just was breaking down. I make music, so I was breaking down what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna make a lot of the music that's already on my page private, because I don't want, some of the people that may be tapping in only for my music to have to scroll through or look for my music once I start putting up my pre-recorded videos. I've taken a break from that, not because I'm going live, because I wanted to put my album out there. So now I've got the link in the chat. So if you're interested in my music, you can go to that link and you can get, or you can listen to some of my music. I ain't gonna say you can listen to some of my music. And if you listen to hip hop, I would appreciate if you go there, not only to subscribe to give me the subscription. However, you can go there and let me know what you think about my music, because I've been making a transition with my music, not cursing and not dropping N-bombs and not degrading men, women, so on and so forth. So that's been a new transition that I've been going through with my music. But yeah, welcome to the Final Say family. Strap on your seatbelt. And like I said, I appreciate you being here, and I really believe that you should enjoy my content. I'm very open-minded. I speak to people, not about people. Everything over here is respectable. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not taking shots at other people on other platforms. I just have to put that out there to let you know how I do and what I do on my platform, and also Carla is one of my moderators. She'll let you know how things are, and what I do on my platform. And majority of the things that I speak about, I speak about life, I speak about money, I speak about relationships, I speak about men, women, children. But when I say I speak about them, I speak about them on a productive, positive note in regards to health, in regards to strength, in regards to finances, just doing productive and positive things to uplift, everybody in the world and in society. And I'm a big believer in mankind and civilization on a whole. So I'm past the 15-minute mark. So what I'm gonna do today, guys, is I'm gonna get into just life topics. We all still going through and go through transitions in life. So the older you get, the more mature you become. You know what I mean? So we all had that transition, like when we was like young, teenagers. Once we got past the 10, 11, and 12 stage, once we became teenagers, we seen life from that lens, like just being a teenager, just wanting to do things that teenagers did at that age and at that time. And then once you start to get into your 20s, if you don't have children yet, you starting to understand life better, and you starting to appreciate the things that maybe you didn't value that was as important when you was younger. You know what I mean? And that start to be that one of those first things is health. And I truly believe that once we value health more, we can take care of ourselves better, spiritually, psychologically, and mentally. Because now, once you get your health together, other things start to stay intact. Because it's like if you're not healthy, things start to fall apart. Shalom, my brother. What's going on with you, Malik? Thanks for tapping in to the live stream. You know what I mean? I appreciate your support. Thanks for tapping in. So, and how are things with you, my brother? So, as I was saying before, Malik tapped in. Once you have your health together, now you know, other things start to stay stable and structured for you. Been working crazy. Well, I just pray that you can get the rest you need, and you can let your mind, your body, your eyes, your ears, your legs, and let those things rest so your body can catch up. And now that time will be speeding up. You definitely gonna need to get some rest. Not only you, everybody in the world, and definitely everybody that's tuning into this live stream right now, or even the ones that watch the playback. Make sure once time go up that you don't overexert yourself doing too much, because time will now will take us on a different spin and on a different spell, because it's going so quickly. So the days will catch up to nights quicker. And some people may be like, what you mean? Like, it'll be daytime more, but we'll get into nighttime quicker. So that makes the days go faster. It's like when time go back, it'll be nighttime longer than it'll be daytime. And not because the sun's going down, it's because we have more time to rest that night. So now that sleep time will be taken away. So when we get up and active, now we'll be on the move so much and we'll be doing so much that it'll be daytime more than it's nighttime. So that'll take away from that rest that we definitely need for our spirit and our soul and our minds and our body, to get the rest that we need so we can think correctly, so we can see correctly, so we can interact, whether that's with our jobs, whether that's with our spouses, whether that's with our children, whether that's whatever walks of life we in, that rest to help us interact with others better. And that'll keep our communications and our vibes higher, because we're getting the right amount of rest at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I wasn't planning on working on Saturday. I'll rest tomorrow. Nah, I get it. Nah, I appreciate that, my brother. Just make sure you get the right amount of rest. And thank you for speaking to Jennifer. I was welcoming her in, and I'm thankful that she's tuning into live stream, and I pray that she enjoys the live stream, and she got her seatbelt on and she enjoys the ride. So, like I said, nah, that's no problem, my brother. So, like I was saying, the more experience you get in life, you have life experiences, and the better you take care of yourself. I used to believe that age was a factor in life. Now, the research and the homework that I'm doing, age is not a factor in life. Experiences is a factor in life, because the more you experience, the more you learn, and the more you know, the better you be prepared for the things that have to come with life and in life. You know what I mean? So I believe that if people are there with you, let alone for you, you can experience those things with better knowledge, better know-how. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So now the more that you learn and the more experience you have with that better know-how, you can be prepared for things better when they come your way, instead of you just having to, you know, when they come, you like, well, man, I wasn't ready for this. But with that experience now, you be better prepared for things when they come. And that's why like death is such a bad experience for us, because mentally and spiritually and psychologically we're not prepared for death. I would say, how you? Nah, I'm good, my brother. You know me, man. You know, I'm just doing what I do. Just want to reach out to my people. You know what I'm saying, in the stratosphere, and in the world, and bring that peace, bring that prosperity. You know what I mean? Just bring better energy, stronger vibe. You know what I mean? I'm glad that I seen, somebody new in the chat, which is Jennifer. You know what I mean? I appreciate her for tapping in. I appreciate her for checking in. I welcome her to the Final Say TV family. I really appreciate her time, her effort, and her energy. And also, before I get back into what I was saying, I want to thank you, caller. Somebody left a comment on one of my live streams. They said you referred them to me. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you too for sharing me out. So yeah, just getting back to what I was saying. So with that experience now in life, and you taking care of yourself, and you having better mental health, better psychological health. One thing that's underrated with health is the thing that I'm learning about: mental hygiene. It's like we know what physical hygiene is, but we need to start working on mental hygiene. Mental hygiene comes from you cleansing your body, spiritually, psychologically, mentally, even physically. But we focus more on the physical aspect by like taking things so we could use the bathroom, drinking certain things to cleanse our body. But physical hygiene is not the same as mental hygiene. So you need mental hygiene now to keep your mind clear. So now, therefore, for example, reading help you do that. Studying help you do that, because now you letting your brain work, you letting your brain move, and not just your brain moving and working as far as using your eyes or using your ears or using your lips. You know what I mean? Or using your ears or using your arms or using your legs. You gotta let them brain muscles move. That's how you work on your mental hygiene, because sometime opening up a book, or sometime, okay, fine, you don't want to open up a book, no problem, watching certain things on the internet or watching certain things on TV, just reading who the show, if you're watching shows, who produced the show, or reading things when commercials come on, blase blah, etc. That would help with mental hygiene. That helps get your brain muscles moving. And a lot of times we get stuck on things and our brain muscles don't move. So now when that don't happen, we get caught in the reaction thing, like we react to things, and then we get so emotionally connected to things that we need to be mentally connected to. And if you mentally connected to things, you can separate things that shouldn't get your emotions so high sometimes. Like, you don't have to overreact to certain things that maybe a spouse may say, or maybe if your children are not listening, or maybe if a coworker says something that you deem disrespectful, or deem out of bounds, or deem wrong, that shouldn't be said to you, or they get out of character, or they get beside themselves. So what you have in the correct mental hygiene, now you get to exercise a resourceful way of dealing with things that you don't want to deal with, instead of having an unnecessary emotion involved or connected to somebody saying something you don't like, or even doing something you don't like. And I don't even mean physically trying to hurt us. I just mean doing things you don't like. Like, you can be in a situation where somebody that you live with, for example, or somebody that come to visit you, you may not like how when they come to your house, they may be too loud, or when they come to your house, they bang on the door, or they always ringing your bell, or they screaming your name when they outside, or they honking their horn. So now you getting that mental hygiene together. When they come see you, you don't have to get out of character if they are. You know what I mean? You could stay composed. You could be like, yo, I don't mind you pulling up, or I don't mind you coming to see me, but you ain't always got to ring my bell 4 or 5 times. Give me an opportunity to come to the door. Or you ain't always got to honk your horn all the time. You ain't always got to scream my name all the time. Or, if it's a coworker, you can let them know, yo, nah, I don't mind coexisting with you at work, but yo, what I share with you when I'm doing on my lunch break, I don't need you to tell Jane Doe and John Doe. Like, you know what I mean? Me and you got that relationship. I don't got that relationship with Jane Doe and John Doe. So I would appreciate it, you know what I'm saying, to keep our relationship healthy and to keep our relationship on a respectable manner. Please don't share what I shared with you. That's why I confided in you, or that's why I talk to you. And it don't only got to be in work, or it don't always got to be with the spouse, or it only got to be with one of your children or family member. It could just be in any walks of life. But when you're working on that mental hygiene now, meaning getting your brain the exercise that it needs, you know what I mean? Your brain will start to separate, you know what I mean? And it'll start to detect when something ain't right for you. And you ain't always got to get out of character, meaning you ain't got to yell, you ain't got to scream, you ain't got to curse. And I'm not saying that I don't do that. Like, I don't get out of character at times, but I'm thankful for when my character and my fortitude is tested, so I can constantly give it that maintenance that it needs. It's like riding my bike. I gotta oil my chain when it get rusty, because if I don't oil it when I ride, it's gonna be stiff for me to ride my bike. So if I constantly oil my brain and give it the necessary maintenance that it need, my character or my fortitude get tested, I know how to deal with that and to resolve in a conservative manner. And sometimes, when we do that, we could de-escalate a lot of unnecessary things, because the person or the people that we may dealing with see you coming at it like that, and they're gonna be like, damn, well, you know what, I'm gonna remain calm too. You know what I mean? Because they not getting out of character, or they not yelling, or they not screaming, or they not coming at me the way I'm coming at them. And sometimes when people do, it could be somebody that you love, or somebody that you care about, or somebody that you have X amount of commitment to or commitment with. You just be like, yo, you know what, yo, I still love you, but right now ain't a good time. You know what, I'm gonna go lay back, or I'm gonna go take a walk, or I'm gonna go, read a book, or I'm gonna go do something different, than what we're doing right now, because I don't want this to go the way that it shouldn't go. And now we may say or do something that we can't take back. You know what I mean? And when you're going through life, you get to those points at times. So even if you in a marriage, you might not always want to deal with your husband, or you might not want to always deal with your wife. However, you might not know how to express that to the other party involved. Same thing with your children. Same thing with a coworker. Same thing with family members. You'd be like, I love my sister, or I love my brother, but you know what? I don't want to deal with them this weekend, or I don't want to deal with them this week, or I love my coworkers, but I don't really want to. I don't really want to talk. I just want to just do my job and go home. Like, I'm too tired to be going back and forth about the same old things at the job, or with the job, or whatever managers is saying, or whatever that circumstance and situation may be, based around wherever we at in our life. So sometimes when you by yourself, if you work on that mental hygiene, when you're dealing with other people, mentally, your mind now could separate what you don't want to deal with without offending people. Because I'm learning, the more and more homework and research I do, people are easily offended. Like, we all could say, I won't say we all, I'm gonna use me. I could say I'm strong, but the littlest thing may offend me. So at the end of the day, if I work on my mental hygiene, I could work on little things being said or even done. Definitely, if it's not nothing physically to harm me on a physical manner, but something that could be said or done, it won't bother me. And when I say things that could be done, like I said, somebody could come see me, yelling, screaming, ringing my doorbell, honking their horn. A family member could come see me, and they could do things that I don't want done when they come see me, or certain people calling me when I'm like, yo, I get rest at this time, or I'm reading books at this time, or I'm doing a live stream at this time, or I'm dealing with a client, or whatever I'm saying, and they may not want to respect my boundaries, or respect my space, or respect my privacy. When I say do something, I don't mean physically. I mean, they could just do things that you may deem that you don't want done. So by me working on my own mental hygiene, I can know how to deal with them appropriately, even if they don't see it fit, because maybe they want my attention, or maybe they want to talk to me, or maybe they want to deal with me, and they like, damn, well, you ignoring me, or you ain't giving me the time I want, or you're not giving me the conversation I'm looking for. So now, me working on my mental hygiene, or my psychological approach with them, I could be like, you know what? Yeah, I understand that, but right now I ain't got the time that you need. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you, if you need an hour, I want to give you 10 minutes. And now we may get into argument about that. Or we may have a disagreement or it may be some discrepancy because you was looking for an hour and I gave you 20 minutes, or you may be looking for 20 minutes and I gave you 5 minutes, or you may be looking for us to coexist with something that mentally I ain't focused on right now, or my spirit ain't up to do that. My spirit might not be up. If I get a family member to come see me or call me, my spirit might not be up to talk about sports, or it might not be up to talk about animals or plants or the earth or the world or whatever that person may deem they have time to do. And I get that and I respect that. How I prove that I respect it is by working on my mental and psychological hygiene. So therefore now I know how to deal with things mentally more than any other way and psychologically. So therefore now my mind is right. So my spirit can stay balanced when it comes to things now. So if somebody come at me and their frequency or their vibe ain't where mine's at, I know now psychologically my mind is right. Mentally my mind is right, so I don't get distracted by things that's beneath me. You know what I mean? People hating or people saying things that I may be like, damn, that was foul to say that, or damn, that's how they really feel about me. And we never want to be upset and tell somebody how we feel, or we never want to be aggravated and tell somebody how we truly feel. So if you work on the mental and the psychological hygiene, you don't have to get caught up in being that aggravated now. And you tell somebody, man, yo, you did this to me 3 weeks ago and I was mad, but I ain't say nothing then. And it's like, well, damn, you had to get upset to tell me that, or I had to do this for you to show me how you really felt. So if you're working on your own psychological and mental hygiene, you could avoid that from happening. Like you still could tell a person things that you may dislike that they may do, but now you could work on that. Kaya Rhodes TV, I appreciate you. Thanks for checking in to the live stream. I'm under the impression that you're new here, so thanks for checking in to the live stream. Welcome to Final Say TV. I'm your host, the Enlightened One, highly gifted Dr. Right, meaning I display righteousness and direct results. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know exactly where you're from, but wherever you're from, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. Strap on your seatbelt, and thanks for coming, and welcome to the live stream. And I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoy my content and you enjoy the live stream and get to know everybody in the chat. If you do have a platform, that's another thing I want to say to Jennifer. Another thing I want to say, well, Malik already know. I share his content when I can, how I can. But Kaya Rose and Jennifer, if you guys have any platforms, I will share your content. I will help you get your channels out there to other people, to a bigger audience. Even if your audience is bigger than mine, I'm not concerned with that. My concern is to try to help any way that I can on various different fronts. That's another thing I want to put out there, Jennifer. That's another thing I want to put out there, Kaya Road. So, nice hosting and love and support. Now, I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you. And everybody at Final Say, we appreciate you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your effort and definitely your energy. So, yeah, getting back to what I was saying. So, when you're working on mental and psychological hygiene, you could avoid those things a lot of times. And me, the more I go through life and the more I experience things in life, the better I get with that, the better I can deal with situations in life. No, okay, you don't have a channel. Okay, all right, no problem. Well, I just wanted to put that out there. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. You don't have to give me your city and or state, but I put that out there because I know that people tap in or chime in from various different countries, cities, and or states. So at least if I kind of know if you're from another country or if you from whatever time zone you're from, I can understand if you say, well, I can't really be around, for certain circumstances and situations due to time purposes. I get that, and I would totally understand that. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying. So, like I said, Kaya, Jennifer explained to me she don't have one. So, if you do, I'm definitely willing to help you and put your channel out there and share your content, whatever I could do to further your platform. And yeah, so as I was saying about the psychological and the mental hygiene, I'm saying when you get to a certain age now, the older you get, if you keep your mental and your psychological together, things physically stay stronger longer. And I'm understanding that. So some people might be like, well, what you mean by that? Like, if you have your mind together mentally and psychologically, your body stays in order because it's like as you get more experience in life, like when your body start to break down, one of the main things that happen, we get headaches a lot, or we get dizzy, or we get tired, or we get fatigued, and that's a mind thing. Pain starts in the brain first and foremost. So before we really know something hurting, it starts in the brain because that's where majority of the pain come from, your brain, and it have to go through your brain and get to your arms, your legs, your fingers, your eyes, your nose, etc. At the end of the day. So if you can keep your mind right mentally, psychologically, now your body will be stronger for a long extended period of time. But if your mind isn't right, your body start to break down on you and start to give out. You know what I mean? So if you can work on keeping that together, well, first of all, thanks for tapping in and chiming in. And welcome to the Final Say TV family. So you are a friend. If you can elaborate on what you mean by being a friend, I definitely can help you out. I don't know exactly what you mean, so I don't want to get any of that misconstrued or confused when you say you're looking to be my friend. I don't totally understand, so you can elaborate. Let me know in the chat. And I have my moderator out there, Carla. She can help you out. I mean, I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but if you want to become a moderator, I don't know, like I said, where you tapping in from or where you checking in from. But I mean, I definitely can make that happen for you again. But I don't know where you tapping in from, like what your schedule consists of. I don't do live streams every day. I mainly do them on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm gonna get more consistent with them, but right now I'm just trying to build up my main core of my subscribers before I start taking subscriber mode off only. Once I take that off, now I can build up from outsiders, but I want to build just a core base with my subscribers only for now, so my moderators can get used to who is my daily people that's going to tap in and check in and chime in, with my content and with my platform or my channel, so to speak. But if you let me know what you mean, we definitely could work on something and we could work on that. So yeah, so getting back to what I was saying. So once you got your mind together, psychologically and mentally, your body will stay intact a little longer. That's why a lot of people exercise, not only their body, but their mind, by giving it nutritious foods, by drinking a lot of water. It's like when the weather break and it's real extremely hot outside, it's everybody drink a lot of water. Why? Because our body is filled with majority of water. And if you're hydrated, your mind get to fluctuate correctly. You know what I mean? And that's why it's a little bit more difficult, guys, to recover from a stroke than it is a heart attack. Because when you have a stroke, a certain part of your brain shut down. And now, once that part of your brain shut down, that's why certain parts of the body don't function the same way. Because it's a part of the brain that shuts down. Excuse me. It's a certain part of the brain that shut down. And when that part of the brain shut down, now if your mind wasn't right prior to that happening, it's going to be hard for your mind to be able to start that. It's like a rebooting process when you reboot a laptop or a phone or a tablet or a smart TV and so on and so forth. It's like your mind don't get the opportunity to reboot at the end of the day, because now when your mind doesn't reboot, that's why certain parts of the body don't start to function again after a stroke. Definitely when some people have like a severe stroke. That's why it's levels of strokes. You know what I mean? It's like, well, damn, well, what level of stroke that person had. And now if you have just like a a mini stroke and not like a severe stroke, you sometimes people can recover from that. They go to therapy and now, they get to work their arm back out or their leg or whatever part of the body that the brain was not allowing to function. That's why heart attacks are not as severe as strokes at the end of the day, because it's just connected to your heart. But a stroke is really connected to the brain at the end of the day. And if your brain ain't right, or if you're not, giving your brain enough exercise and enough mental food by allowing it to do the same thing constantly, when something like a stroke occur, you won't be able to bounce back at the end of the day, because now your brain won't be able to reboot and it won't function on the level that it should be functioning. So that's why when people have strokes, That's why their bodies end up shutting down, or a part of their body end up shutting down. And for some people, if they wasn't giving their brain enough exercising, then they're not able to recover from that stroke. Or if they do recover from going to therapy and so on and so forth, it's still other parts of their body that they may say, well, this part of my body ain't never recover after I had a stroke, or this part of so and so body didn't recover after they had a stroke, because their brain and their mind didn't reboot. So now the physical part of it, that physical part that's connected to whatever body part, it won't be able to function on the same level again. And I truly thought at one point that was just based off age. No, that's based off mental hygiene and psychological hygiene. Yeah, I appreciate that, Carla. I appreciate that. So when you have a stroke and the brain shuts down, and when it starts to reboot, it's like I said with the computer, everything is like when when you restart your computer or you reboot it, you may lose, like, say if you had, I'm just for example, guys, say if you had 500 pictures, you may not get all 500 pictures back. You might be like, yo, hold on, I had 500 pictures, they only gave me 450 pictures back. What happened to the rest of my pictures? Because when you reboot the computer or that laptop or whatever you're doing, the brain to it doesn't remember everything. So it's like having that stroke. It don't remember everything at the end of the day. So now that it's not remembering everything, so maybe if your arm shut down, it doesn't remember to stretch out. Your fingers don't remember to move how they moved at one point. Your leg, it's just certain parts of the body. That's why it's like a certain side of your body shut down at the end of the day. It affect everybody differently. So it may affect somebody's vision. It may affect somebody's hearing. It may affect somebody walking. It may affect somebody's arm. It may affect the way they eat. It may affect their taste buds. But it's various different things that affect, because it's a part of the brain that became numb to whatever now that it wasn't numb to. It doesn't get back immune to it no more. That's why outside of your brain, the next thing is your immune system. Now, if your immune system is strong, it can still fight off various different viruses now, flus, various different things. That's why when the pandemic had hit, they were saying for various different people, whatever vaccine that people was taking, they were saying your immune system got to be right. Because if your immune system ain't right, when you take a vaccine, now if your immune system won't right, it'll shut down certain parts of your body, because your immune system can't fight off that vaccine they gave you to fight off the COVID or to fight off whatever it needs to keep your immune system at a high level. So that's why when, like a lot of flus be out here and they recommend vaccines to people for those flus, they always tell people the side effects in reference to their immune system. Because outside of your brain, your immune system is what you need to be strong at all times. So no matter where we at in life, as long as our mind is right, and then our immune system is strong, it can help our heart stay strong. Because even if your heart can be healthy, but your immune system is weak, your body can give out on you now, because your immune system, it can't fight off germs. It can't fight off disease at the end of the day. So that's why your immune system becomes second after your brain or after your mind, so to speak, because once your immune system is strong, it can fight off various different things now. And your brain still could detect how your body should be moving and how your body should stay intact, because at the end of the day, your immune system is still strong. And they could say, you know what, I could decipher through this. I could fight through that. And that's your immune system. So that's why sometimes, when we catch a cold or we catch the flu, we might have that cold a little longer than we expected, because our immune system can't fight it off due to various different reasons. And we don't know those reasons sometimes because we don't look into those things. We just go off, well, a doctor said take this type of medication, or we may take NyQuil, or we may take whatever we taking for what we have, and we believe those things, get us back healthy. It's not that. It's those things with our immune system. And now some of the bad tendencies or habits we had, before we got sick, and now that we're sick, we don't do no more. And we more cautious because we're not feeling the same way. You know what I mean? Like we're not as physically as strong as we was. So things that we was doing, we like, you know what? I ain't gonna eat no greasy food until I feel a little better, or I'm not gonna do this until I feel better, or I'm not gonna drink that until I feel. So that's our brain working for us again. And now when our minds start working, It helps sending signals to and through our body parts, through our blood cells, to our immune system, to our heart, to our lungs, to our kidneys, and so on and so forth. Because at the end of the day, once your brain is right and mentally and psychologically is right, it sends the necessary things that we need to go to the rest of those body parts. That's why it's important to have your mind right. That's why it's important to be psychologically and mentally aware and in tune with everything that's around you and your surroundings. And it's good, like I said, sometimes, even if you are watching TV or even if you are on the internet, to read, because that keeps your brain moving, that keeps your brain flowing. You know what I mean? And I like to do that so my brain could keep going, so my brain could keep moving. So no matter if I get sick or something's wrong with me, as long as my mind right. Another thing with that, I could think of ways to keep my spirits high. I could think of ways to stay cheerful. So even though I may be under the weather, I don't get down mentally. I don't get down spiritually, because that keep us sick longer. It's like when you're not feeling good and now your mind ain't right, now spiritually your vibes get lower, that keep you sick for a long extended period of time, because your vibes are not right. Your frequency gets lower when you like, man, I ain't feeling good, man. I can't get out the bed, or man, this cold kicking my behind. I don't feel good. I don't feel like getting up. So now your spirit gets down psychologically and mentally. Your brain is not doing the same amount of work it was due if you're thinking of productive and constructive ways to get back healthy. Excuse me, you're thinking of productive and constructive ways for your mind to get back healthy. Like myself, I drink and I take black seed oil. I mean, that helps me mentally. You know what I mean? It helps me physically, but it also helps me mentally. Chlorophyll, I try to do things that's not just food based to keep myself healthy. And I've been a vegan for over 25 years. So I've been trying to put the right things in my body, like certain things that I consume. I just try to make sure, like, for instance, don't have coloring dyes in them. Coloring dyes causes cancer and other things. So like yellow 5, red 40, blue 1, things like that. You know what I mean? Green 7, things like that. It brings and it causes toxins in our bodies that we don't understand. So it's like certain things that we eat, if you pay attention, have coloring dye in it. And that's why some things now they'll tell you it don't have no coloring or no artificial flavor. And that's good, because with the artificial flavor, sometimes your body can't fight that off, because it has to fight off all the other things that we consuming and or digesting. So now they have to fight off artificial flavoring, coloring dyes, saturated fats, extra sugar, extra salt, or extra sodium, which is salt. Now it's like, look at all that your body got to fight off and fight out of your system. That's a lot of things. And the more experience we get in life, because I don't want to put age out there to make people feel older than what they are. So at the end of the day, it's like the more experience we get with life, our body now, if mentally we're not right, spiritually we're not right, and our vibes are not right, it's harder for our body to fight these things out and off, because it has to fight off all those things I just said. Our salt intake, our sugar intake, artificial flavor, saturated fats, so many coloring dyes, so many various different things. So now your mind doesn't know, okay, well, how I'm gonna fight the sugar off, how I'm gonna get the salt out. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day now, mentally, that's why it's good. Like we see more experienced people, what they'll do, they'll take time to leave life alone and just open up a book and just sit there and let that book get the best of them. Like I said, I don't do a lot of reading, but when I read, I say, you know what? I'm gonna read a chapter this week. And I maybe leave that chapter alone for another week. But when I get back to it, okay, I left that book alone for 2 weeks. Now I'm gonna read 2 chapters. You know what I mean? And when I work out, I don't work out hard, but I work out enough. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna put in 2 hours. And within that 2 hours, I'll take a 10-minute break. You know what I mean? I'll probably stand up for 5 minutes, then sit down for 5 minutes, but I'll work out for 2 hours. I'll say, you know what, I'm gonna work out for, 4 episodes of something that may appear for half an hour. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, all right, you know what? Or I'll do something in variables like sets. So I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna do 10 sets of 50 push-ups. You know what I mean? Or I'll do, 30 sets of lifting weights. I'll do 10 sets of those. So therefore, it's like, okay, I got 5 sets of 30, that's 150. Then I do another 5, that's 300. So now I did 300 sets in maybe 2 hours instead of just trying to, overexert myself and say, I'm going to just lift. No, I try to give myself a quota with certain things. So now if I feel like, or I see it as I'm doing too much of it, it don't get the best of me. And I don't catch a headache from reading. I don't catch a headache from writing. I don't catch a headache from exercising. I don't catch a headache from whatever that may be. I try to do things in different increments. So I say, all right, I got enough of that. Now I'm gonna relax for a minute. And now I can let my brain bounce back and relax. So it's like, you know what, I'm gonna just lay down for half an hour, 45 minutes. Not that I'm laying down and go to sleep, but I'm gonna just let my body rest. I'm gonna let my legs rest. I'm gonna let my arms rest. I'm gonna let my ears rest. I'm gonna let my eyes rest. I'm gonna let my nose rest. I'm gonna let my mouth rest, so on and so forth. And you know what I mean? Even okay, with physical now, let me get into some of the physical things that we could do more. Okay, it's like with physical hygiene. Okay, I may say, you know what? Instead of me taking a shower every day, I'm gonna take a bath twice a week. I may take a bath Sunday. I'm gonna put some bleach in the water. I'm gonna put some Epsom salt in the water. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put some alcohol in the water and just let my body relax and soak and just sit there and just relax. Don't think about paying bills. Don't think about kids. Don't think about music. Don't think about the internet. Don't think about family. Just reflect on being thankful that my body could sit here and just relax. Like Cal gonna take me away. Like, now my toes could rest, my arms could rest, and our bodies, most importantly, our mind and our spirit, you know what I mean? I thank us for that. You know what I mean? And mentally and psychologically, you'll start to see a difference because it's like, that felt good. Me just sitting there, not thinking about nothing. I mean, nothing. So if you married, you ain't thinking about your husband, or you ain't thinking about your wife, or you ain't thinking about your kids if you're a parent, or you ain't thinking about your job if you're working, or whatever your career field may be, or you ain't thinking about paying bills, whether that's an apartment, a house, a mortgage, whatever it is, you're like, I'm just gonna relax and let this soak in, whether that's a bath, whether that's a book, whatever it is. And I'm learning how to live. What that means is like I'm taking life every day and I'm appreciating the fact that I'm living because I have family members that may be still alive, but they can't live like me. They can't enjoy a TV show, or they can't enjoy a book, or they can't enjoy the internet, or they can't enjoy music, or they can't enjoy certain foods no more. So you know what? I'm learning how to enjoy things too. And how I do that is by spiritually keeping my vibes high, but understanding in the same process. Okay, well, that cake or those bag of chips or that juice, that's a treat. I could treat myself to this, but I don't got to stay, vastly consumed in drinking soda every day or drinking juice every day or doing things that I know I shouldn't be doing. So when I do the things that I know that may be unhealthy for me mentally, spiritually, psychologically, excuse me, I don't consume too much of it. I say, you know what, man, I had cake early in the week. I'm good. I ain't gonna eat no more. If I had cake Monday and Wednesday, I'm good. I ain't gonna have no Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. Then when the week turn around, okay, if I had cake last week, you know what? I could eat a couple of cookies. You know what? I could eat a little bit of chocolates or whatever. But I don't stay consumed in it and wrapped up in it so much where it's like, man, that's all I do. You know what I mean? It's like I make sure I balance whatever that is out. So if I say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go buy me a pair of sneakers or I'm gonna go buy me a pair of shoes. But I make sure I don't let that out time get the best of me. You know what I mean? When I go out, I appreciate it. So therefore, when I go out, I really appreciate going out and about. You know what I mean? Seeing other people, going in the stores. But if I always go out to the stores and I always go buy sneakers or always go buy shoes or always go to restaurants, I'm not gonna value it correctly. You know what I mean? So I try to balance everything out in life. So when I do something, I can literally enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not doing live streams every day or all the time. So when I come do them, I can enjoy doing a live stream for 2 hours. And it's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do my thing. It's Saturday, it's Sunday. I ain't got much planned. You know what? I can do me a live stream and enjoy that. And then during the week, when I'm working out, it will take a lot of mental for myself to eat and drink healthy. So the bad stuff. Well, no, but see, and that's why I appreciate you, Carla. Well, when you say some of the things that's not unhealthy tastes good, that's the point. That's what draw you in. But now I know we all recall this when we was younger. We had a family member, whether that was our mother, our father, our aunt, our uncle, a grandparent, saying, take this. This is good for you. This will make you use the bathroom. Or take this. This is healthy. And it didn't never taste good. That's just life. That's not only with food or with things that we drink or things that we consume. I mean, it's things for your mental. It's like I said, going to school. Like I haven't seen nobody go to sleep in gym, but I've seen people go to sleep in other classes. And it's not saying that they don't want the education, but boredom kicks in. And when boredom kicks in, your mind shut down. And once your mind shut down, your body starts to shut down at the end of the day, because now you don't want to be in tune or involved with the situation. So that's why on another live stream, I spoke about entertainment and education. See, I had to learn when I'm educating myself, I'm learning how to get entertainment out of it at the end of the day, instead of looking for entertainment and education. Now, I learned from doing homework and research how to reverse it, how to get entertainment out of education instead of looking for the entertainment and then the education. No, I can get the education and still be entertained. How I become more entertained with the education, because like I said, the more and more homework and research I do, I become entertained, because the more I learn about things, the more exciting it becomes for me to look into things. Like I said, I can look into mammals, I can look into whales. That becomes exciting because I'm learning about seals, I'm learning about dolphins, I'm learning about sharks, and that becomes for me exciting because it's a different aspect that I could take on. And now again, my mind is moving, the brains, my brain cells are moving, the muscles in my brains are moving more. So now I need that. So now I could have been looking into plants. I've still got to learn more about trees, so on and so forth. And that's what I need. You know what I mean? I could be looking into light, but it's various different type of lights. You know what I mean? So now I'm looking into light. I'm finding out more and more about lights, and more how much energy consumes, that consumes when you turn on a light, when you turn off a light, and light bulbs and power and electricity at the core, instead of just looking into light. Now it's going to be exciting for me, and it's going to be entertaining, because now I'm a dig deep into looking into the light aspect of it, not just a light bulb or not just power in itself, the energy that comes with that power. So now I open up a whole different realm from learning. And like I said, yes, it is educational, but I'm getting entertainment out of it because I'm seeking the entertainment from the education portion of it, instead of looking for entertainment and then being educated at the end of the day, because I may be so consumed with the entertainment that I overlook the education. It's like I see sports from a different realm because I'm looking at sports from an educational perspective now. You know what I mean? Like I said, so if it's a basketball game, I'm looking around to see, how the arena is set up, how they're able to run a whole basketball arena or a football stadium. The dynamics of a stadium. Forget the players, forget the plays, forget the referees. That's another education course I could give myself. But now if I just look into the football field, how it was built, how much time it took to build it, how they get the goalpost to be where it's at, how they got the bleachers set up, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? How much money it take to fund that whole football stadium or that basketball arena or baseball field, so on and so forth. Instead of just looking at the game and the players or the umpires and the referees, I could get back to that. That's a whole nother education course. But let me look into that baseball field or that basketball arena or that football field, so on and so forth. So I'm learning how to educate myself, but still be entertained, because I understand that education becomes boring and it gets boring. See, I respect that, but the only way I found that out by doing homework and research, and by me doing the homework and research, I was digging into different aspects of education and research and homework to find out. So it's like I said, me going to the doctor tell me, take this for your cold, or take this for this, or take that. What I do now is even though I'm educating myself on what they're telling me to take, I'm being entertained, because when I'm looking into that medicine or I'm looking into whatever they're telling me to take for whatever wrong with me, I'm getting educated, but I'm also being entertained, because it's entertaining for me to find out exactly what the doctors are telling me to take. Instead of just taking it, I'm being educated and I'm getting entertained. I'm like, oh, that's what's in that pill. That's what's in Tylenol. That's what's in Advil. That's what's in Benadryl. That's what's in so-and-so. That's what's in so. I got it. I get it now. Okay, so this is why, if I had a headache, my headache go away so quickly. Or that's why if this was wrong with me, I was able to feel better. Or that's why for a broken bone, this is why they put a cast on your arm. This is why they give you this to take if you got a stomach bug, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? And outside of me learning, I'm being entertained because for me to look deeper into it, that's the entertainment aspect of it, doing more and more homework. Because it's like, wow, this was exciting. I didn't know I could find all this out from studying and doing homework. You know what I mean? And again, I'm finding balance because I'm able to seam through and sort through what I'm looking into to find other aspects of things in life and about life and with life. And that's important. That's why I created my platform to look for other things in life and with life and about life. So therefore, I can have these type of conversations about what life and life topics instead of just having a topic about life. No, I want to talk about life topics because life has various different topics that come with it at the end of the day. And another thing I learned about when you mentally and psychologically in tune is like for one sense that's weak, another one gets stronger. So it's for some people that may be physically blind, but their hearing is more keen and more sharp than people that can see and hear. And for some people that can't hear as well, their vision is more sharper than people that can see and hear. It's like that. Like I see, for me doing homework and research, I'm learning that. Like I'm not saying that I didn't know that at all, but the more homework and research I do, I'm learning that. So for somebody that vision might not be as sharp as somebody that vision and hearing as well, they could hear way better than somebody that could do both things because another sense is stronger at the end of the day. So I'm learning that. And that's what I mean by things like that, is becoming, more of a educational thing, but it's more entertaining as well. So me doing homework and research, that's how I get entertainment out of it. Now, to go to more of back on physical, because that's where I was at. So to stay on physical hygiene, better ways to enhance physical hygiene outside of letting your body rest. Like I said, taking baths and just letting your body rest. Another way you do that is various different ways that we could physically clean our body. We just think, okay, taking a shower or taking a bath. A lot of times, you could soak your feet in peroxide or apple cider vinegar, and that can run through your body, and that can help clean or unclog your arteries because of the apple cider vinegar or the peroxide, things like that. Like like I said, me doing homework and research, I understand that now. Like, it's one thing for me to just soak my feet, but now if I put some peroxide, some apple cider vinegar in that water and just let my feet sit there, all right, now that can get in my pores, and now that apple cider vinegar and that peroxide, now that can help with my blood flow at the end of the day, because we do a lot of walking sometimes. Even if you have a vehicle, you still do a lot of walking. Or some of the things that we do in life consist of us standing up a lot. Or, okay, fine, even if you don't stand up a lot from your job or because you have a car, okay, when you go on grocery shopping, you be on your feet. You know what I mean? Or when you're doing your laundry, you may have to be on your feet. For those of us that don't have a washing machine and or dryer, we go laundry mat, you be on your feet a lot. Just various different things that may consist of you standing up or having to be on your feet. So with that peroxide and that apple cider vinegar, when you soak your feet, that'll help out with that at the end of the day. So it's a lot of different ways. Like, you could put peroxide on cotton swabs and put those in your ear. And now that's how you get wax out your ear. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people just believe using Q-tips work. No, if you just get some cotton swabs, use some peroxide, put that in your ear, that's another safer, more ways than using Q-tips and an easier method to clean out your ear and to clean your eardrums. You know what I mean? So it's various different ways physically as well, that we can take care of ourselves as far as physical hygiene goes. That's not just the basic ways that we either learn or was taught. So that's why I always do homework and research to find out better ways to enhance, to take care of ourselves. You know what I mean? Because it's always a better way to do that at the end of the day. So now moving forward, outside of the physical things I just said, and outside of the psychological things I said, and or the mental things I said, spiritual ways to do it We all believe in what we believe. However, we have to do a lot more homework and soul searching on what we believe. So therefore now we don't let someone convince us or try to convince us to believe in something or someone else. So whatever somebody may say, I believe that Jehovah or Yahweh or the Elohim or the Most High or Allah or Jah or whatever somebody gonna say they believe in, that's not the issue. But sometimes we let people convince us or try to convict us into believing what they want us to believe that should be the higher power or God or so on and so forth. That's why I always tell people whatever they believe in, peace and power to them. I'm just more spiritual than religious. And for those who don't really understand when I say that, what I'm saying is that from my perspective, from doing homework and research, religion separates people and or things. It's like politics. It separates people and or things. So whatever you believe in, believe that, but do your own homework and research and do a lot of soul searching so you can better understand whatever you believe in, and don't just take my advice or anyone else's advice. Excuse me. You do homework and you do research on that at the end of the day. You don't just let somebody say, well, I believe this, I believe that. You do as much homework and research as possible. So therefore, you can get the answers that you need. And now when you get those answers that you need, therefore now you don't have to let somebody tell you, well, you know what? If that was real, that wouldn't be like that. Just do your own homework and your own research. Therefore, now it doesn't matter what somebody tell you should believe in or how you should believe in it. You already know how to approach the situation. You know what I mean? So I'm an hour in. I appreciate everybody out there. You know what I mean? I'm definitely appreciating this live stream. I'm appreciating everybody who have tapped in so far, checked in and chimed in. As always, Carla, I appreciate you. I don't know if Jennifer's still there or Kaya Rose, but if you guys are still there, if you have any questions about my platform, anything you maybe want to know, I'm definitely available to answer any questions or any concerns that you may have pertaining to what I just was talking about, or even my platform at the end of the day. But yeah, so Carla, this is what I want to say to you. I want to thank you for intermingling with Queen the way you did. I'm glad you guys are coexisting. Like I said, not only her, but it's a few other people that are waiting to check in and chime in. I want to make them a moderator as well. And like I said, I want to build a nice, strong, stable, trustworthy, reliable platform that people can definitely come to my platform and be able to be themselves and be able to, rely on my content and rely on what I do. And I also need people to understand and accept that I'm open minded about everything. Like, I'm here to learn. You know what I mean? I'm here to grow in any way that I can. And I'm very thankful for anyone's help. I'm very thankful for people commitment. I'm thankful for people time. I'm thankful for their effort because I'm understanding more and more as I grow, as my platform grow. That time, effort, and energy is priceless, and I need that. At the end of the day, and I'm also thankful that if anything that I say and do, it brightens up people's day, people's life, and some of the information that I bring. I'm also thankful that if it can help anybody in any shape, form, or fashion out there, what I mean, any of my subscribers or anybody that checks out my live stream. And again, like I said, for anybody that's tuning in, and they watch these playbacks, if you are interested in just Final Say, I'm thankful for that. But if you subscribe recently or you subscribe over the last past month and a half, just looking for my music, for my live streams, I leave the link to my music channel in the chat so you can go there because soon I won't be uploading any more of my music on Final Say. It'll just be on my music platform. So you go there, you subscribe, and if you're going to share with anybody, I appreciate that. Or if you want to get somebody to listen to my music and they want to support what I do, it would be nice if they could subscribe to that platform because, like I said, I will be uploading old things that I did and some of my older music just to give people a feel to see what I was doing prior to what I do now, and so they can see my growth and they can see my maturation process. So moving forward, like I said, just with life topics on a whole, just be more thankful that for what you do have and what you don't have. What you don't have, it's not that it's not meant for you to have it. Is that maybe you need to work on better psychologically preparing yourself for it. It's like some people say, well, if I had this amount of money, I would do this. Or if I had this type of car, I would do this. Or if I had this much amount of land, I would do this. Or if I had this kind of house, I would do this. And I believe that when people say that. However, maybe it's not destined for you yet because maybe psychologically and spiritually, you're not ready to embrace it yet. So always put yourself psychologically, mentally and spiritually in a different perspective in the mind frame. So when those things may come to you, you be ready to deal with them and you be ready to embrace them. So therefore now, when you get them and you have them, you can be like, you know what? I'm ready to have a big house. I'm ready to have a better car. Or I'm ready to be a better man or a better woman or better mother or better father or better son or better daughter or better niece, nephew, a better co-worker or better manager or whatever that outlook is in life. But always be mentally, psychologically ready and spiritually to take that approach and have that edge in life, because we never know what's yet to come to us. You know what I mean? And also, when you put yourself in that perspective, like I said, you keep your vibe and you keep your frequency high. And as long as your frequency and your vibe is high, you can always vibe with people on any frequency. So even if somebody's frequency is lower than yours, you're gonna be able to detect that. You're gonna be like, you know what, we ain't really vibing on on the same vibe. You know what, you have a blessed day. I'll catch up to you. And if somebody frequency is higher than yours, now you can uplift your frequency to get to where theirs are. Or they can say, okay, what, even though their frequency ain't where mine's at, mine's may be a little bit higher. They wouldn't mind saying, you know what, I'm gonna bring you up to this vibe and get you up to speed and get you on this frequency. So now you guys can be able to vibe. Instead of somebody's frequency just being lower than yours, you feel like you can't get along with them and vibe with them. As long as they're worth it and you know that they're going to put the effort and energy when you show them how you vibe and the way you vibe and where your frequency is, as long as they're going to put the commitment, vibe with them. You know what I mean? It's like a radio station or it's like a TV channel. If that is something you want to see, what you're gonna do, you're gonna turn. It's like the radio station. It's like, man, they ain't the type of music you want to listen to, you're gonna turn. But however, if you're around somebody else and you may be listening to a certain radio station and they may not want to vibe to what you vibing to, okay, you speak to them about how come you vibing to what you vibing to, or why you listen to what you listen to, or why you watching what you watching, or why you reading what you reading. And now that's up to them after you give them the education, after you give them the insight to what's going on, that's up to them if they want to get on that frequency or they want to get on that same path. And sometimes people can get on the same frequency with you, but they can go about it a whole different way. And sometimes it's not a bad thing. We see that as a bad thing at times. Like, well, the way I'm learning, they not learning the way I'm learning, so they don't want to learn what I'm learning. No, that's not true. Like I said before, it's several ways to get answers. So I could get 15. It's not just 10 plus 5. It could be 8 plus 7. It could be 9 plus 6. It's various different ways to get 15. It could be 12 plus 3, 14 plus 1. So it's various different ways to get 15. Just because I see it as it's 12 plus 3, somebody else could see it 14 plus 1. Somebody else could see it as 10 plus 5. The point and the fact of the matter is we all get 15. So now we could, we on the same vibe, but we just coming at it from a different frequency. But the point is, we on the same vibe. We ain't got to be on the same frequency to get to the same vibe. You know what I mean? And I'm learning that too about life. So as long as we keep our frequencies high, we always can vibe with people on various different topics and in various different circumstances and or situations. So that's why when I deal with people, I'm not judgmental at all. I'm looking to find out exactly what's going on. So now I can give precise and precise feedback instead of just giving feedback based off what I know and or what I believe. I can give precise feedback based off homework and research that I've done. Instead of just, well, I believe this, I believe that. It ain't about that. It's about precise information based on homework and research. So now I can give that person the correct feedback based off factual information, factual education instead of me just basing it on what I think or what I know. Because what I think or what I know don't apply to nobody at all. That's just what I think and what I know. But if I can give them factual information, we both can grow. We both can learn. Same thing, ditto. If somebody can give me precise information, I can grow. I can learn. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not far removed from people teaching me things. I'm still open minded. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. So if somebody willing to give me information or homework I could do to help me become a better man, a better father, a better son, a better person, bring it on. I'm with that. You know what I mean? And another thing about spirits and vibes, like just because you wake up every day happy or your spirits is always high, we can't implant that or force that on other people. You know, people are going through various different transitions in life every day for various different reasons. So some people might not be embraced getting older. Some people may not be embraced being sick. Some people may not embrace being broke or being hungry or being homeless or whatever whatever their situation and circumstances is. So therefore, since that's a fact, we have to deal with people based around that. And sometimes just because we happy or we situated or we structured or we stable or other people not. I mean, right now, if we can't give them uplifting information or we can't steer them in the correct direction for them to see the betterment of them, sometimes you gotta let it go and you gotta let God take over. You know what I mean? And this could be a husband, a wife, a son, a daughter, a mother, a father, a niece, a nephew, a grandparent, a co-worker, so on and so forth. But sometimes we gotta let go and we gotta let God. And that's getting back to the mental thing again. That's why when your mentality and your psychological is in the right place, you know what, your mind will be like, you know what, I'm gonna just let God deal with that. I'm gonna take some step backs. I'm gonna leave it alone at the end of the day. But what we try to do is we try to take on too much. And sometimes when we do that, we over bombard our own self, our own mind. We're taking on other people's pressure and other people's pain. And I get that because we may love our son or our daughter or our mother or our father or our husband or our wife. And I get that. However, sometimes we just gotta let go and let God. And majority of times, I truly believe when we do that, people get to see things from a different lens that they didn't see it from, the people or the persons or the party that may be going through the situation. Because one thing about God, God gonna always shed light on what's dark. And even if that person might not see it as light because they're in so much darkness, just give it some time. That's why when people come to my platform, I always thank them for their time, their energy, and their effort because I'm understanding that time is a huge virtue. That energy is a serious thing. That effort is very important. So without time or without effort or without energy, we won't be able to get to see results. So that's why when people come to my platform, I'm so humble for them coming because their time, their effort, and their energy means so much to me at the end of the day because they don't have to give me their time. They don't got to put effort into saying things in the chat or commenting on my videos or showing me any type of support when it comes to anything that I'm doing. They don't have to do it. Excuse me. They don't have to do it. So I'm very thankful when it's done. I'm very thankful when people put that time, effort, and energy in with anything that I'm going through, anything that I do. So today, live stream, I just wanted to attack is various different ways in life to psychologically and mentally do things for yourself. Physically is important, but we need to start taking a bigger and better psychological and mental approach to things to keep our spirits and our vibes high. That's very important, people. That's very important that we pay a lot more attention to that at the end of the day. And like I said, I take a lot of black seed oil. That's why, you know, I'm up here burping and excuse me guys for that out there, whoever may watch the playback and those who are out there now. But I drink a lot of black seed oil. Like I said, I take a lot of various different things, not only for my mental health, my psychological health, but for my physical health. But the first thing I need to attack is my mental and psychological and my spirituality to be right. Because like I said, if my spirit ain't right, it don't matter about nothing else. Because it don't matter how much people may like me on my platform, my spirit got to be right. And it was a point in time that I didn't understand how important that was because my spirit wasn't right. So now that I'm getting my spirit together and I'm getting my spirit right, that becomes important at the end of the day because now I can vibe and I can get along with various different people that do various different things in life at the end of the day, and that's important. But anyway, so let me reach out to my mom and see what's going on. So what's going on, Carla? Like, how you feeling? What's been going on with you? All is well with you? And whoever else is out there, thanks for coming and hit the like button. You know what I mean? And welcome to the Vital Say TV family. But what's going on with you though, Carla? You know what I mean? How you feeling? Is everything okay? And like I said, thanks for sending the person, to my platform. I subscribe to their platform as well. Um, and I know when they get around to it, they maybe see it, but I'll subscribe to their platform. I'll when I have some time, I'll dig a little deeper into what they do and then into their platform, and I'll show them love. And when they go live, if I'm available, and as long as it pops up, I'll definitely tune into their live stream. And like I said, when I get the time, when I do another live stream, maybe tomorrow, I'll send a thank you out to a lot of my newer subscribers and to a lot of people who have helped me grow to this point. I'm okay. Well, right. No, that's all we could do. You could take it day by day, and that's good that you off. You taking it slow, and you doing what you do on a daily basis. And like I was telling the brother earlier, when time go up, now we gotta try to get a little bit more rest because it'll be, day longer than it'll be night, at the end of the day. See, when we get the time, when time go back, it be night longer than it be day. And it's not because the sun goes down early, it's just we get that extra hour. So now we understand that, if we was shutting it down, maybe when time go up at 10 o'clock, when you shut it down now, when that time go back at 10 o'clock, now you really understanding that you really can get the sleep that's due. But now when you shut it down at 10 o'clock, it'll be morning so quicker now. So now we actually got to be aware of that. So we got to be more aware that when time go up, we not only losing time, but we losing rest. And now we press to do a lot more. But we forget that because it be daytime longer than it be nighttime. And it's not just because the sun is up, it's just because the day is gonna last longer now than the night. So that's why when time go back, it's like things slow down because it be nighttime longer than it be daytime. And again, people may think I'm saying it's due to the sun. No, that's due to how the days go at the end of the day. So now that time will go up, it'll be daytime more than nighttime. So we got to be well aware of that because when you look, even though it may get darker later, but when it get dark, you be like, damn, it's dark and it's 10 o'clock already. Dang, it just got dark. So that's why I say it be daytime more than it be nighttime. So now when you're aware that, you don't forget that and you don't be so circumvent for time when you get the correct amount of rest. And we don't believe as people that not getting the right amount of rest, it takes away from other things like mentally, psychologically, and spiritually. We get aggravated quicker, we get disrupted quicker. We get upset easier. It messes with our diet. It messes with our spirituality because we forget to do what we're doing because we be consumed with so much daytime and so much daylight, and that's important. So when you start to look into time and how time affects your life, you value time differently. That's why I appreciate anybody time, effort, and energy for coming to my platform. I hate when they do that. It seems the hours of the day is the same, but I know. Right, right, right. And I'm gonna teach you about that word. You said hate, dislike. Hate is a strong word, and I get how you using it, how you meant it, but hate is a strong word. So I use dislike because it's nothing wrong with us disliking. And nowadays, not in the era which was yours then came mine, but nowadays hate get blown out of proportion, Carla. So it's hard to use that word without it being attacked. You know what I mean? Like, we know how we use that when we came up, and when you came up a little bit before myself. But now we use hate. It's always, it get blown out of proportion. Like, because you got cancel culture now, you got hate speech now. Yes. Okay. No, no, no. I'm not correcting you. I'm just saying because we know how things are now. But back then, it's like when we came up, it's like our parents, we got in trouble for saying dag. It sounded like damn. Like it was, you know what I mean? We always like, we just said dag. But our parents, I know you ain't say damn. It's like that was like deemed a curse. So now the word hate on a lot of different levels is like almost deemed as like a curse nowadays. Or it can be perceived as a curse, not like even as in a word, like a curse far as you're a bad person because you're casting hate on something or someone, or you putting hate in a sentence. It's like, see, you a hater. And it's like, well, it's like you don't like something somebody else like, you're a hater. Or if you don't believe something somebody else believe, you're a hater. If you don't do things that other people do, you're a hater. So that now comes across as a bad thing, cursing, and so on and so forth. So no, I'm not correcting what you said or how you said it. I'm breaking it all down because, like I said, in your era, then going into mine, we could say certain things and it wasn't perceived how things are now. Like you can't say certain things about certain communities, certain cultures, and I'm not mad at that, and I respect that because we all need respect. However, it's just a lot of things now it come across as very insensitive. Like you can't say a lot of things because you offend people. And from the ever we came from, we were just speaking freely, not looking to offend Joe Blow or Jane Doe. But nowadays, when you say things, you're offending people, and that's not your intention at all. But nowadays, somebody is always easily offended. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, nah. And I thank you for being cool. I'm just saying that for you to understand that, and I know you totally get it. Like you say things like you didn't say things to offend anybody or to ruffle nobody's feathers or to get under nobody's skin, but that easily happens now. So it's like, I didn't even say that to get anybody upset or to offend nobody, but you said something. It's like before you know it, you offended somebody. So now somebody trying to cancel you, or somebody trying to shut you down, or somebody's upset with you, or somebody's talking about you because it's something you said and you didn't say it to offend anyone. You just came from a time in life where you can speak freely and it wasn't so offensive. It's like I'll be seeing things now, Carla, that in movies they got to take certain things they said in movies out of movies. So from my perspective now, you're gonna have to rewrite the scripts on a lot of movies I can't but watching because they use certain speech and they use certain words nowadays that will offend people easily. And some of these things might have been thrown in the movie as a joke, or some of these things might have been put in the movie to emphasize on a point, or some of these things might have been put in the movie to get you to further understand the point. But nowadays, like it's offensive to say certain terms, and it's like, well, Dad, no, but that's hate speech, and it's like, that's hate speech. Wow, I'm glad that I didn't say it, but I'm glad that it was brought to the forefront, so I know now not to say it because I probably would have got caught up the same way that person did, not knowing that it was hate speech. And again, me or you or people from the eras we came up in, we're not using it as hate speech, but we came up in a time where you could speak freely. And it's like now it's hard to do that again without offending somebody, without somebody taking it as hate speech, or without saying you're a hater or you're a bad person or you're disrespectful, because the times now is so sensitive. So you have to be insensitive to understand how to be sensitive, not to say something that offends somebody or attack various different cultures, communities, or people with certain backgrounds. And again, you know me on my platform, I respect everything and everybody, but I'm just saying, I'm learning that. Like, and that's why I, I speak the way I speak because I get it. And some people might not care. It's not about caring. And I tell this to my kids all the time. It's not about caring. Only thing I'm telling you is for you to understand. I tell my kids that all the time. I know you're gonna tell me, well, Daddy, I ain't worrying about it. Or Pops, I ain't worrying about that. I get it. I don't want you to worry. I just need you to understand so you know how to navigate around it, should it come your way now? And now that you understand, you can see it a little better. So if the topic comes up, or if it's brought to you, or if it's brought in your direction, you know how to deal with it without offending somebody. And now you get deeper into something you didn't even know you was in, or you get deeper into a conversation you didn't even know you was in, or you have to have a conversation about something you didn't even know that was that relevant, or that had that much impact, or it affected people that the way that it does. So that's what I mean by speech nowadays, Carla. It's so hard to have a conversation. And man, you could be having this conversation and somebody could replay this live stream and be like, he said this, that's hate speech. And I'm like, it wasn't, I didn't even know it's hate speech, first of all. Second of all, that wasn't even my intention. And now I'm caught up in something because I didn't even know it was hate speech. And second of all, it wasn't even my intention, but it offended somebody. So that's why I speak the way I speak. It's not that I think I'm better than people. It's not that I'm speaking proper. It's not that because I read and I could articulate things different than people that I'm speaking with proper grammar all the time. I understand what I'm telling you now. And I'm glad that you text what you text. Hey, Miss Queen, what's going on? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Before I continue, Carla, I want to say this to you, Miss Queen. I've been watching a lot of your live streams. I'm very appreciative of you and what you be doing. Keep up the great work, stay encouraged, and stay inspired. And I'm proud that you coexist the way you do and you interact. Not only with your YouTube fan base, but with your daughter as well. From one parent to another, I appreciate you. And thanks for what you do. I really appreciate it. And I might not comment all the time, but I'll be seeing, what you're doing. And I'm very appreciative of that. So, like I was saying before, Miss Queen checked in. Thank you. Okay, well, bless you, your family, and your children. You know what I mean? Nah, no problem. I'm gonna support you as long as I have the time, and as long as I'm not doing anything, I'm definitely gonna support everybody the best way that I can. So prior to Queen tapping in, so like I was saying, Carla, and I'm glad you tapped in, Miss Queen, because I know you're gonna give me your perspective on what I'm saying. So I had to learn that the hard way. It's various different things that out there now that becomes hate speech. And like I said, we grew up in a time and an era where we were just speaking and it wasn't to offend anybody. So for example, when we went to school, we was able to speak our mind without it being offensive to the teacher or the principal or various different cultures or communities. It was just like we was able to speak up and speak out. And also we was able to do it so we wouldn't have to hold on to unnecessary trauma and or frustration because we was able to speak up. Again, that's not a problem, Queen. I watch your platform any given time. So at the end of the day, we were speaking up based around like us not having to hold back, or us not having unnecessary trauma, or us not having no resentment or animosity towards the school or the principal or a mother or a father or uncle or a cousin or a girl or a guy or however it turned out. But nowadays you have to be so insensitive to be sensitive to watch what you say. So that's why, like I said, I don't think I'm perfect. I know, no, excuse me. I know I'm not perfect. I make tons of mistakes, but I'm understanding at the end of the day, you have to watch the way you speak because people are easily offended and or affected by what you're saying. And again, majority of people are not saying things to offend people or to get people in their feelings or to get people upset or to say something to have somebody to attack what they're saying. They just speaking. And a lot of times nowadays that free speaking gets you caught up in cancel culture or it's hate speech. So it's hard to really come across and speak your mind. You just have to be accountable for the result. No, Queen, I agree with that. I'm just saying, before you chimed in, me and Carla grew up in a time when you could speak and it wasn't taken so personally. And people understood that you was just speaking your mind. It wasn't even about like a good conversation or bad conversation or negative conversation or positive conversation. Just you were speaking your mind. Now, and it don't have to be. It could be about a basketball game. You could just say, "Yo, I like that team colors," or I like that basketball player. And somebody else could say, "Well, he ain't better than that person." And now it turns into maybe hate speech. People always say whatever they wanted to me. No, I agree with that. I'm just saying it's so hard nowadays. So now I say whatever. And you know what? I'm thankful that it's still some people that do that. See, me, I'm from a certain era where you could do that and it wasn't personal, where you could speak your mind and nobody didn't take it personal. Like nobody, like me and you, Queen, could be having a conversation right now on this live stream, and somebody else could watch the replay and they may see what you say in the chat, and it could be looked at as hate speech, and that wasn't your intention at all. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with me. I could just be responding back to something you said. You may not even take it as hate speech, but somebody else may do that. And now they may try to cancel me on my platform, which I have no problem with. But I'm saying I get it. Like it was a point where I'm like, well, I didn't even know that was hate speech. And unfortunately, maybe somebody else had to go through it. But fortunately, I was able to see it. So now I know what it is, and I know how to pick up on it and say, okay, now I know that's considered hate speech. Won't say that no more. Person, not my issues. That's how I move. But excuse me. And that's why I appreciate you. I'm just saying, nowadays it's really like you got to learn how to really like navigate without it becoming that way. That's all I'm saying, Miss Queen. It's not that I don't want you or me or nobody to speak their mind. I'm saying, but how it is nowadays, it's like you can't even say certain words that's hate speech. You can't say, well, I don't like this. I don't like that person's blah 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 blah. That could be considered hate speech. Well, I don't like people who dress like this. That could be considered hate speech. It's like it's hard without somebody feeling some type of way, and they come up with so many various different ways, from my perspective, to silence people. Oh, I don't feel that. You're saying that. I'm just right, and I'm thankful for that. Bless your heart for that. But nowadays, and you have a platform like me, Miss Queen. So I know you totally understand where I'm coming from. With you can say something, and it's not about you caring about it or not. It's just that the understanding of it. Like because when I tell my own kids or people that I hold conversations with, whether it's on the internet or not, I don't want them to care. I just want them to understand because how things are in life. You could say something and somebody's offended, and that wasn't the intention at all, and they offended, and now it's an issue, and you're like, wow, I didn't even know that was an issue. I tell folks to my triggers on my, and that's beautiful, and that's beautiful. That's why people be offended, and you know what? That's what I'm talking about. And that's not my issue. Like I'm talking about it, like I have an issue with it. I'm saying that's what I'm talking about. It's so hard to determine what you're saying that's offensive to other people. That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to really understand that. Like, you could say something and you're not trying to harm nobody, cause pain nobody, or inflict pain on nobody, but somebody could say, well, that was hate speech. And it's like, well, it was. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow. Okay, my bad. That's why a person offended should ask for. Right, right. But again, a lot of people don't do that. People just pre-assume that you're talking about them, or you mad at them, or you hating on them, or you saying something negative, or you saying something derogatory. And people become or became so sensitive nowadays. It's like, wow, I didn't even know that was like that. You know what I mean? And definitely for us as adults, like when we do, like we could go up to our kids' school, or we got to interact at our kids' school dealing with something, and we could be talking to our own kid, and somebody could hit over here say something to our own kid and go back to that dean or that principal or somebody at school and say they said this to their kid. That's abuse, and it's like, whoa, that's not abuse. That's how I talk to my kid. That's how I'm teaching my kid how to be more responsible or more productive, or to mind their manners more, or whatever you, or however you articulate that to your kid or to your niece or to your nephew or to that family member. Somebody else may overhear and get offended. Like I seen that too. I've seen that in life. Like I've been at a doctor's office and I'm waiting to see the doctor, and somebody like, man, I'm tired of waiting, man. Those people taking too long, man. If I was this nationality, it wouldn't be taking long. And somebody like, yo, you can't speak like that. That's hate speech, or that's this, or that's that. I'm like, wow, you can't even say that no more. Wow, I'm glad I wasn't saying that. I'm glad I was just patiently waiting. So it's just be various different things that people say that somebody else perceive it some way, like you just said, Miss Queen. So that's why me, again, I'm not perfect. I make tons of mistakes. I'm not on my platform speaking as if I have way more education, way more know-how than other people. I'm just aware that it's easily And it's easy ways to offend people. And like I said, you may not even know you're doing it. And like you said just a little while ago, Miss Queen, somebody may be offended and may not even say nothing to you. They may just report it to, if you're on the internet, to, they may flag your channel. Or if it's in life, they may say something to the police, or they may say something to an authority figure, or whatever they gonna do because they just offended. And you may not even know they was offended. You may just find out by finding out the way they want you to find out at the end of the day. Or they may not say nothing to you no more, or they may roll their eyes at you, or they may suck their teeth when you speak, or whatever. And then you may find out that something you said a month ago, 2 weeks ago, a year ago, 6 months ago, they was offended by something you said and you didn't even know. And outside of you not knowing, that wasn't even your intention though. Like, forget you not even knowing for a minute, it wasn't even your intention. So now they caught up in something that wasn't your intention and you ain't even know. And like you said, if they would have asked some questions for clarification purposes, they would have found out you didn't mean it like that and it wasn't directed towards them, let alone them, nobody. You just were speaking. That's it. So if I ask you something, Ms. Queen, and you may answer, somebody else may be offended by your answer, that wasn't your intention. You just answered what I asked, or vice versa. You may ask me something and I may answer, and somebody else may be offended by my answer. Or they may be like, well, he meant this. And it's like that's another thing. You could mean exactly what you mean. Somebody gonna tell you what you meant. It's like if you tell me, nah, when I go to work, my intention is to do my job and go home. Somebody may be like, man, you just working for the pay. And it's like, you said your intent is to go to work, do your job, and go home. But somebody else may take it another way. And that's exactly what you said, and that's exactly what you meant. But that's another thing that, I be trying to teach people. You can't tell somebody what they meant. Like the way you interpret it, yes, that's one thing, but you can't I can't tell nobody what they meant when they tell me something. How am I gonna tell them what they meant? Now, if they don't understand exactly what they said to me, I'm gonna say, yo, you sure you understood what you just said to me? Now, if they say, yeah, and I can give them interpretation, they'd be like, well, I didn't know that it meant that. That's different, but I can't tell nobody what they meant when they said something to me. People do that a lot. Well, this is what you really trying to say. It's like, whoa, I'm not really trying to say that. I'm saying what I said. I didn't. Nah, if I was trying to say that, I would have said it to you. I wasn't trying to say that. But that's how some people do things. That's how some people come across. So if you saying something, it's like if again, okay, I'm a dude, so I'm gonna use things that men do. So if I'm watching a game and I'm like, yo, I just want to watch the game. I don't have no favorite players. I just want to see a good game. And somebody may be like, man, what you mean you got no favorite player? Everybody got a player they like. Nah, I just like the team, man. I just want to see a good game. Somebody may be like, man, you're just saying that. You probably don't want to say something because, you probably don't want nobody to think you like this player more than that player. And it's like, nah, I just want to see a good game. That's it. I just want to see a good game. It's not about play. I just want to see a good game. That's it. But somebody may take that comment as I'm just saying that to avoid what I really want to say. And it's like, nah, I just want to see a good game. I'm not saying this to avoid anything. But somebody else's perception of that, now I'm getting into a debate or back and forth with them based around what they believe I was trying to say that I wasn't even thinking about saying because I would have said it. So you 100% correct with that, Ms. Queen. And that's what I mean by when you got the right psychological mind state and the right mental mind state, it don't come across like that. Like I have family members and people that I talk to that tell me things, but I don't take it some type of way. Like I don't get with one family member if they say, man, your family, man, family ain't real. Family always talking about you when you leave. I'm not gonna tell that family member, man, you talking about me. Or you talking, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just be like, man, be like that sometime with family, However, whoever those family members are, if you feel like that, if you can talk to them. If you can't, you can't. But I'm not gonna be like, man, you meant that about me. Or I'm not gonna go to another family member and say, I was with cousin so-and-so or aunt so-and-so, and they said such and such, man, they meant me. Or they probably was talking about you. Nah, I'm not gonna, they said what they said. I'm not gonna look at it on the way I want to see it at the end of the day. And we do that a lot of times. Like we look at things the way that we want to see it, not the way that the person telling us. So now we taking away from what they actually was trying to tell us by putting our own little spin on it. Like, yo, nah, but this is what they really was trying to say. It's like, nah, they were saying what they said. At least I see life like that. I don't see somebody trying to tell me something else based around how I interpret it. Just because I interpret it like that, that don't mean it was that way. And just because they said it Don't mean that I have to interpret it the way they said it either. But like you said, ask questions to get clarification on it. That's it. If I feel any way, just ask some questions. As long as I ask some questions, I get clarity on it. And again, sometimes when you ask questions, like you said, the person might not have known, exactly what they said, what it meant. And you're like, well, that meant this, right? And they'd be like, oh, well, I didn't know that. No, I didn't mean it like that. This is what I meant. And now you'd be like, oh, all right, cool. So now they got clarification, you got clarification, y'all can just move forward and keep having that conversation. Instead of it now it becoming an argument, a headache, a debate, and so on and so forth. It's like it don't gotta become a headache, it don't gotta become a debate. All you gotta do is let them finish whatever they're saying and ask some questions on it. You know what I mean? So therefore they don't get confused when they explaining what they meant, and you don't get confused by the interpretation of what they said. But a lot of times we do one out of three things. We get upset, we get offended, or we cut the person off and we don't let them finish their point. Or we don't let them make their point to finish their point so we can give that feedback. And sometimes when people making a point, it's not always intended for a feedback. It's not always intended for somebody to always react to something that's said either. It's just, okay, that person said what they said, let's move on. But a lot of times we get caught up into what somebody says and we feel like we got to react to it. No, you don't got to react to it. You know how much things I see in life, or I see on the internet, or I see with family and or friends, and I don't say nothing. Like, I just be like, oh, all right, I don't say nothing. And it's not every time, it's not meant for me to say something. It just, all right, no problem. That's what it is. Like I said, I have family that said, man, family fake. And I don't be like, what you mean? What family is fake? I just be like, yo, how you? Like, it's not that I'm ignoring them. I'm ignoring that. Like, I'm not ignoring them. I'm just ignoring that. Like, yo, how you been? You good? How you feeling, man? Yo, how you feeling spiritually, mentally? It's not that, again, I'm not ignoring them. I'm just ignoring that, because everything is not always meant for a reaction when something is said all the time. But as people, we feel like we always got to give a reaction to something that's said or something that's done. You know what I mean? Like I said, I see things, I hear things. I don't always react to it. And like I said, it could be in any walks of life. I see things sometimes, I don't say nothing. I hear things sometimes, I say nothing. You know what I mean? Like I said, it could be with family, it could be with friends, it could be with my kids, it could be with coworkers, any walks of life, but everything is not meant for us to respond or react, say something or do something. Definitely, if it's not causing you no bodily harm, hey, no problem. Like, who am I to shut somebody up from what they see sometimes? Like, nah, that's what they see. Peace and power to them. But everything is not always meant for a reaction. So we got to get out of that. And that's why, like you said, when you chimed in on it, Miss Queen, that's why it's like it is the way it is, because everybody feels as if they have to have some sort of response to things, man. Sometimes man, just let people speak their mind. That's all. And also, sometimes when people tell us things, it's not always for a response, or excuse me, a response or reaction. Somebody could tell you something about something. They probably just want somebody to listen to them. They probably don't always want you to react to it too. I'm learning that too. Somebody could tell me something about anything, something with their job, something with their finances, something about food, something about their household. It's not always, they probably not telling me just for me to respond. They probably like, I just want you to listen to me. You know what? I ain't even look at it like that. You're right. And I had to learn that too. Like, people tell me things sometimes just for me to listen. Like, it ain't for me to always say something back. But we get to that point and we get to that process where we feel like we have to always respond to things. I'm learning like it takes two to do a lot of things. So if I don't respond sometimes, like if somebody curse me out, say, yo, F you, man, and I don't say nothing, what they gonna go off? Like, now they're gonna be talking to themselves. But if I respond back, now I'm giving them the fuel to keep going. You know what I mean? I'm feeding the fire. So now if it was a little mini fire and I say something back, they could keep throwing wood. They could put more kerosene and that fire gonna grow. But if I don't say nothing, that fire gonna get put out after a while because I'm not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is not always worth a response. You know what I mean? But it's hard. We don't have the mental and psychological fortitude to ignore things. And that's why, like I said, when I see things, I don't say nothing. Okay, I'm gonna use the internet. Even when I'm on the internet, and it's not just YouTube, it could be anything. Like, I could be watching the news. Forget the internet. I could be watching the news, and the newscaster could say something. I could be like, I ain't gonna even be like, damn, our newscaster said that. I'd be like, okay, that's what they're reporting. Okay, no problem. Cool. But everything is not intended for a response. or a reaction. You know what I mean? But when you don't know nothing, or you don't know better, or you always want to feel like you have to say something, or you have to have a feedback, or you feel left out because you don't have your feedback, or you can't say something. Now it's like that's why. But me, I don't feel left out. Like I don't mind being alone. I don't mind being to myself. I don't mind isolating myself. I don't mind being like that because ain't nothing like getting to know me better more and more by the day. Every action, though. Right. That's my point, Carla. And that's why I appreciate you. And that's why I appreciate Queen saying what she said. Because look, she opened up a whole nother conversation for me at the end of the day. And and that's what we were saying prior to you checking in, Miss Queen. Like a lot of times, in the era that me and Carla grew up in, we was just speaking and it wasn't so offensive. Like if we was in school and we said something like, we don't like gym. It's not like we didn't like physical education. We probably just didn't like going to gym. But nowadays you say, I don't like gym. It's like, see, what you mean you don't like gym? Nah, that's hate speech. It's like, what? Nah, it's not that I don't like gym, like on the level you take it at. Just like, man, I don't really like just going there sometimes, just playing around. Like, I just want to sit down in gym sometimes. But majority of the time you go to gym, you always got to do something on the recreational side. So you might not want to do that. But somebody else may take that comment. I don't like gym like a certain way. You see what I'm saying? Or I don't like home ec or whatever it is. Like somebody going to take that a certain way. You know what I mean? Or I don't like chemistry class. Like you may not want to deal with, what's in the class. It might not be the class or it might not be the teacher. You might not want to deal with those chemicals. You know what I mean? But somebody's gonna take that a certain way at the end of the day nowadays. You know what I mean? And for those who don't, peace and power to them. For those who do, that's what my platform was created for. We could have a discussion about it. We could talk about it, and I could bring some education, and they could give me their feedback on it. And now we could have a discussion about it. And if we can't come up with a solution, we can't come up with a solution. However, I'm thankful we was able to have a conversation about it or a dialogue about it. That's all. But if we can't come up with a solution, and that's another thing, if I can't come up with a solution with somebody about something, I'm not mad at them. I'm thankful we was able to have a conversation. Whether they know it or not, that conversation means more to me than even coming up with a solution. I'll be thankful to come up with a solution because that's what my platform is about, and that's what I do in life. But if I'm unable to come up or have a solution, I'm just thankful we was able to have a conversation. The conversation alone means just as much as the solution. Or the solution and the conversation means just as much to me. So at the end of the day, I won't be offended or, oh no, well, we can't get a solution. This is why we got problems. Now, I'm not going to look at them like that, the situation or the circumstances. You know what I mean? But like I said, if we can come up with a solution, peace and power to us. If not, and if we could just have the conversation about it, peace and power to us. And if they don't want to have a conversation, peace and power to them. It's nothing with me is personal. Only thing I may take personal if I'm unable to praise God or the Most High. Anything else, I can't take personal. I can't tell nobody how to live their life, what to do in their life. Not like that. Not even my own kids. So why would I want to do it with other people, family included? Like I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? If anything I say applies to people, I'm thankful. But that's why I always tell people too, do their own homework and their own research. But what I say shouldn't be law at the end of the day. Not if it applies, I'm thankful. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? But if it does, and it helped brighten somebody's life or brighten somebody's day, or it helped them out spiritually or psychologically, I'm thankful for that. And if it doesn't, that's on me. I got to work on higher learning and better education. That's it. But I'm not going to take that personal. I'm not going to be offended. That's it. Because it's a lot of things I don't know. It's a lot of things I need to learn, and that's what I'm working on a daily basis. But I'm not going to be one of the type of people where, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. People don't want to learn. People ignorant. Nah, that's now I'm pre-assuming about people, I'm judging people, and I'm calling people out. And now, should I do that? I got to be willing to do whatever come with that. That's why I like to speak to people and not about people, because somebody could take that way now. And that's why I don't do those type of things, because I get it and I understand it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And yeah, so prior to you checking in, that's what me and Carla were speaking about. Just trying to alleviate and eliminate the hate speech, about things in life. So therefore, now with that being said, everything is not taken personal. But when you look back on it and you look at it now, that's how things are in life. And again, I'm not mad at it. I don't feel no way about it. I don't feel no way about people who come at it like that. You know what I mean? aware of it, and I know what to look for now, and I know how to avoid it because I'm learning every day something is considered hate speech or something is considered, you downplaying how someone else sees something, or you easily could be influenced by when somebody says something. Now it's like they can bait you by saying something. And now once they bait you and you say something back, it's like they baited you, but even though they baited you, you the one that get canceled, or you the one that, excuse me, or you the one that's considered a hater, or you the one that's considered speaking with hate speech, and you was baited at the end of the day. So I get it, and I understand it. So that's why on my platform I let people speak how they want to speak, and I just try to be aware of what I say, how I say it, and who I say it to. You know what I mean? Not what I say about people, because again, I don't say anything about anyone. I'm just a firm believer. There's no reason for me to do that. Whoever else, that's what other people do. But for me, I'm not gonna do that. I like to talk to people. I like to have a conversation with people. I just believe we can grow and get further as individuals by doing that. And in the past, way before the internet was even created, I didn't do it. The relationships with those people, they never resolved the way they should have. They dissolved in the way they shouldn't have. Meaning, me and that person, or another person was never able to connect, the way they should have. So my point is, before the internet became popular, I've seen it not only with myself but with other family members, that they wasn't able to reconnect with another family member. Like if somebody passed away now, and that family member and me had to show up to that person's funeral services or memorial or whatever. Now they was not able to communicate. They was not able to talk because they was not able to come up with a resolution for whatever the issue was at that given moment or that point in time. And from my perspective, it shouldn't be like that. You should always, want to have that conversation. So if somebody do pass away or something happened to somebody now, you ain't got to worry about it not being able to be resolved at the end of the day. Because you know what, you're going to say, what, nah, man, I'm going to go have that conversation with Joe Blow or Jane Doe. You know what I mean? Aunt, uncle, grandmother, grandfather, mother, father, son, daughter, cousin, whatever. And that's important. So, I want to thank everybody who tuned in. I really appreciate it. This was a productive live stream. I want to thank my mod. She always come through as always. Frank, we've been looking for you. I don't know where you've been, but I know eventually you'll check in, buddy. I appreciate you. I hope that all is well with you. And like I said, I want to thank everybody, who checked in before I shut the live stream down. Let me go see who checked in and who chimed in. And let me see. I want to thank Jennifer Thomas. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Final Say TV family. I want to thank Malik. He tapped in. I want to thank Kaya Rhodes TV. I want to thank Jennifer Thomas again, Miss Queen. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This has been a great live stream. Also, before I shut it down, again, I got my my link to my music in the chat, because I'm not going to be using Final Say to put any of my music out moving forward or promote any of my music as I used to. So please try to subscribe to that channel. And if you mention my music to anybody, get them to subscribe. So if they wanted to support my music, they can. So they don't have to scroll through Final Say looking for it, because more than likely I'm gonna make it private, so therefore it won't even be displayed. So now you can just enjoy the music by itself. You don't have to worry about any of my content being in the way. Or if you just want to just enjoy my music by itself, create a playlist and so on and so forth, you can do that. And I also want to thank everybody who has subscribed to my music channel, who have shared any of my music, who's listened to any of my music. And moving forward, I appreciate anybody who will enjoy my music and who's looking forward to me making more music and enjoying what I'm doing. So it's been another live episode of Final Say again. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my mod. She always come through. Queen, we ain't see you this time. Wherever you at, whatever you doing, we appreciate you. Stay blessed. Same thing with you, Frank. And I have a few other people that I'm waiting to check in and tap in. I'm gonna talk to them and see if they want to become moderators for my platform and for my channel. And I appreciate you, Carl. I really do. Again, I may go live tomorrow. I'm not sure about that. I gotta see how I feel mentally, spiritually, psychologically, and I hope everybody understood what I was doing today. Hope everybody, was able to gain some better clarity on about me, my platform. For those who tapped in for the first time today, hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Hope you guys was able to get along with my moderator. I hope she made you guys feel at home and feel comfortable with where we're going and what we're doing. And again, I really appreciate you, Carla. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your effort. Thanks for your energy. And I know soon, you may not be available due to you having surgery. So I just pray, like I said, that you are in great spirits, just as you are now. After surgery, I hope that you're able to rehab. And I hope I pray that you have the right people in place as you're rehabbing and as you're going through your process to make sure that you can, get back into being yourself and feeling like yourself and so on and so forth. So it's been another live episode of Final Sam, your host, the Enlightened One, Highly Gifted Dr. Right, meaning I display righteousness and direct results with you doing homework and research. And everybody out there, remember, time will be moving forward. So try to get enough rest and try to have your energy level and your spirits and your vibe high as possible. May God watch and may God bless. Peace, world.